solutions: Bernoulli, binomial, Poisson, negative binomial, geometric, and hypergeometric. We have discussed a little during the last lecture. Bernoulli is a signal activity in binomial. An activity is repeated finite many times, let's say n time, and every time we have either a success or a failure. So in these n outcomes, the probability where x is probability mass function for binomial. First we discuss a simple example that a coin is tossed 5 times and observing the number of heads. And finally we calculate the probability for 2 heads. So first of all, you should define your variable, its range, then formula, and finally the requirement in just 4 lines. So our variable here in this case showing the number of heads, its range is from 0 to 5. Binomial formula we are using. So probability for 2 heads means probability for x equal to 2 is required. In 5 outcomes, 2 are heads and other 3 are the tails. So P par 2 we have and Q par 3 we will have. And these 5 outcomes may be shuffled in 5C2 number of ways. So this is our required answer. This is enough. For the final. If produced by a machine are defective, so at whether this probability is for P or Q, unless we find out the probability that less than 2 defective. So we have X showing the number of defective are considered. So X must show the number of defective items in the selected items. So in this case, volts in a sample of 4. So the range of X is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need the probability for X equal to 1 in first part. So P power 1 will have and Q power 3. And these 1 defective and 3 non-defective may be shuffled in 4C1 number of ways. This will be the coefficient. So in this way, we get the final answer. In second part, in part B, for 0 defective, so this is another thing. This is another discussion. In B part, we need the probability for x equal to 0, and in C part we will calculate the probability for x less than 2. Less than 2 means we calculate the probability for x equal to 0 and the probability for x equal to 1. These probabilities will be added. Further, if we need the mean and variance, mean for a binomial distribution is equal to NP, and in this case is with Q 0.80. So this will be the value of variance. Also try to understand this solved problem. And now in example 6, test for impurities commonly found in drinking water from private wells showed that 30% of all wells in a particular county have impurity. If a sample of 5 wells is selected from a large number of wells in a county, what is the probability that exactly 3 will have impurity? At least 3 will have impurity, fewer than 3 will have impurity. So, first of all, we must define our variable. Here we are considering what is under discussion, number of wells having impurity. So x denotes the number of wells having impurity A. As we are drawing a sample of 5, so the range of x will be from 0 to 5. P is the probability for a success that a well having impurity A is given 30% means 0.30. Obviously, Q is 70. In part A, we need I have solved this problem. Within the question here. As probability for x equal to 3 is required, this means p power 3 we have, and rest of the 2 are the failure. So 0.7 will be raised to the power 2. And these 3 wells of impurity and other 2 may be shuffled in 5C3 number of ways. So this will be the coefficient. For at least 3 means 3 is the minimum limit. From 3 we will move to the maximum limit of 5. So we will add probability of 3 and probability of 5 and probability of 4 and 5. Fewer than 3 means less than 3. So we will add the probability for x equal to 0, 1 and 2. So this will be the answer for third. This problem is also simple. We are drawing a sample of 20. What is considered here? A large A large chain retailer purchases a certain kind of electronic device from a manufacturer. The manufacturer indicates that the defective rate of device is 3%. Now, a sample of 20 is picked up from a shipment. What is the probability that there will be at least one defective items in our sample? As at least one is required, so we will preferably use complementation law. At least one means probability for one defective. Defective means probability for x greater or equal to 1 is required. Because we have defined our variable, it is showing the number of defective devices in the sample. And also we have mentioned the range and value of P. All these four things, the definition of X, not N. Definition of the variable, range and value of P. All these three must be compatible. How can we check this compatibility? First, define your variable as you understand the problem. Okay. Then its range. Range will be from 0 to n. As a sample of 20 items is selected, so the range of X will be 0 to 20. What is P? P is the probability for one of them. P is the probability for X equal to 1. Remember this thing. P is the probability for X equal to 1 as you defined your variable. If it is showing the defective items, so P is the probability of a defective item. If P is showing the number of wells having impurity, so P is the probability of a well having impurity A. In tossing a coin, if X is showing the number of heads, so P is the probability of a head in a single toss, because we are tossing fixed number of times. A coin is tossed fixed number of times. So in a single toss, the probability of a success is the value of P. So remember these things. All these three must be compatible. So rest of the problem is very simple. We need at least one, so apply complementation law. 1 minus the probability of the complement statement of this requirement. At least one is required, so what is on the other side when we have 0 defective? So 1 minus the probability of 0 defective, 20C0, P power 0, X showing the defectives, and P is the probability of a defective. So when X is 0 is required, so P power 0 and Q power 20 minus 0. 20C0 is the coefficient. So in this way, find this probability. Now we use this probability as a criteria. What is now this criteria? That in a shipment, if we are finding at least one defective, in a sample of 20. This is now a criteria for part B. What is this criteria? That in a shipment, if we have at least one defective item out of 20. From each shipment, we will draw a sample of 20. If it is containing at least one defective, the shipment will be rejected. This is the criteria. Look at the statement of part B. Suppose that retailer receives 10 shipments. Now we draw a sample of 10 shipments. And the retailer inspector randomly tests 20 devices per shipment. He draw a sample of 20 per shipment. What is the probability that 3 shipment contains at least one defective device out of 20? Because in a shipment he is drawing 20 and these 20 containing at least one defective. And now this means we are finding at least one defective in 3 shipment. This is required. Now define your variable according to the requirement of this part. Here we are observing the number of shipments. So our variable in this case will show the number of shipments. As 10 shipments are selected, therefore the range for this variable will 0 to 10. And we need this is required. Y is equal to 3. We require this. Look at the statement once again. What is the probability that there will be 3 shipments containing at least one defective? In the same way we have defined our variable. Y denoting the number of shipments having at least one defective. And out of these shipments, we require the probability for 3 shipments having at least one defective in a sample of 20. So before finding this requirement, what is P? What is P? Unless you clearly know the value of P, you cannot solve this problem correctly. What is P? P is the probability of 1 as you have defined your variable. As variable showing the number of shipments, so P is the probability of a shipment. So P is the probability of a shipment. Further the same thing. The probability of a shipment having at least one defective in a sample of 20. This is P. We have calculated this P in our first part. Which is 0.4562. This is the value of P. So obviously Q is 1 minus P. So this is equal to this is equal to 1 minus 4562, which is equal to 1 minus 0.4562. We have 0.5438. This is the value of Q. Now come to the requirement. We need the probability for y is equal to 3. Now this is very much clear. We are drawing a sample of 10. 10C3 is the coefficient. P power 3 and Q power 7 we have. This is our answer. Put the values of P and Q. Okay, if you have this problem in the paper, so but you have to solve up to this stage. This is your answer. So let's say your answer is M. So here we have this probability as the probability of P. So this is M. What is Q? 1 minus M. 1 minus M. How can we proceed? We have C3 M power 3 1 minus M power 7. This is your answer. If you are not allowed to use calculator. Distribution in Python, we have a criteria when P is less than 0.05. Use this formula where mu is equal to NP. Where to NP, the mean of the variable. Okay, how the problems are in this case? You just have to recognize the value of P. If value of P is less than 0.05. It is too much less than 0.05. So from here, from this value of P, we will decide to use Poisson distribution. Okay, in this case, let X denotes the number of days in which we have an accident. And as we are observing 400 days, so the range of X is from 0 to 400. Applying Poisson distribution, N is 400, P is 0.005, hence value of mu is equal to NP, which is equal to 2. Now, what is required? What is the probability that in any day, in a given period of 400, in any given period of 400, there will be an accident on one day? As variable is showing number of days, so we need the probability for X equal to 1 in this case. And at most 3 means that we need the probability for X less than or equal to 3. So we will sum up the probability for X equal to 0. So in this case, we sum up the probability for X equal to X equal probability for X equal to 2 plus probability for X equal to 3. This is required, or you can express this in summation form or applying sigma. The same thing we have. We need the probability from 0 to 3. So as value of mu is already calculated, so put the formula for all these probabilities. Now try to go through these solved problems. Just you have to define your variable, its range, and value of P. All three again in this case also should be compatible. Then define mu if you have decided to use Poisson distribution. Define mu and formula for Poisson distribution. And then come to the requirement. This problem you must discuss, that the probability that a man aged 50 years will die within a year is 0.01125. What is the probability that 12 such men, at least 11 will reach their 51st birthday? ये खास तौर पे ये इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज they measure such things, whether they have to sell insurance for a person aged 50 or not. They also consider some other factors like chronic diseases due to this age factor. So they first they avoid to insure such people. Okay. This probability is given and requirement is given that the probability of 12 such men, at least 11 will reach their 51st birthday. The probability that a man aged 50 years will die within a year, this probability is given. So what is the probability that of 12 such men, at least 11 will reach their 51st birthday? Will reach their 51st birthday means they will not die within a year. Whereas we are given the probability that a person will die within a year. So this is a confusion. Confusion about defining your variable. Okay. I have solved this problem with both the techniques. First, let X denotes the number of men who will die within a year. This means who will die within a year. This means they will not reach their 51st birthday. Range is 0 to 12. Okay. P is the probability. What is P? P is always the probability of 1 as you define your variable. As variable showing the number of men who will die, so the P must be the probability of a man who will die. Remember these things. Whether this is given or not, you have to manage, you have to calculate. We have defined our variable that a man is showing the number of men who will die. So P must be the probability of a man who will die. N is 12. Now come to your requirement. As P is less than 0.05, so we prefer Python. Therefore, mu is equal to 0.135. This is the formula. This is not necessary that you must have this notation. No. And use also this standard notation. This is our formula. Now the requirement that at least 11 will reach their first birthday means at least 11 will not die. 11 will not die means at least 11 means either 11 will not die or 12 will not die. At least is our minimum limit. Here minimum limit is 11. So either 11 will not die or 12 will not die. So this is, here I have mentioned this thing with a bold font and red highlighted. Remember, this thing is not equal to the probability for X equal to 11 and probability for X equal to 12 is not equal to, because this is the probability that 11 will not die, but our variable showing the people who will die. This is a contradiction. This can never be the value of X equal to 11. Okay, now we should think alternatively. 11 will not die means 1 will die out of 12. 11 will not die means 1 will die. And 12 will not die means 0 will die. As our variable showing the number of people who will die, that's why this will be exactly for X equal to 1, and this probability will exactly equal to x equal to 0. Put x equal to 1 and x equal to 0 in the formula and get the final answer. This answer is correct because the variable, definition of the variable, range, value of p, all are compatible. Try these problems also. One more thing I need to help you, that if you could not find a solution for any problem, unsolved problem, try to find a solution. These problems are from well-known books. Is it okay now? Okay, as all these problems are taken from well-known books, so therefore their solution exists online. Try to find them if you face some problem. Okay, next is Bernoulli. First, try to understand the difference between a Bernoulli and I'm sorry, not Bernoulli, negative binomial and binomial. If I convert the problems in binomial, related to binomial distribution, if I try them to convert with negative binomial, how can I convert? Look at the first example. A fair coin is tossed 5 times and we find the probability to get 2 heads. The problem will become a negative binomial problem if I state it as the probability at second head at fifth toss of a coin. This problem now becomes related to negative binomial. This is binomial. This is binomial. This becomes negative binomial. Negative binomial. What is the difference? What you have observed, what is the difference? No difference. Please tell me the difference. The difference is that in binomial, number of heads are the variable, is showing the variable. Our variable denotes the number of heads. Heads means success. Successes are the are related to the variable. And tosses are fixed. Tosses are fixed. In this case, tosses are variable. Number of tosses are variable, but the successes are fixed. This is negative binomial. We need to achieve these fixed number of successes. Only 2 successes is our target in 5 tosses. We continue tossing unless we get our last success. What will be the answer? This is the situation that we have tail. We have tail. Let's say tail, and then head. As we get our second head, we stop there. What are the chances that we are stopping at 5th toss? If you look at these outcomes, the probability is simple. P power 2 we have, and Q power 3 we have. What is the coefficient? We are stopping. We are intentionally stopping here. We know this outcome. Our last position is known. That's why this will not involve in making the combinations. Only these 4 outcomes will involve in making the combinations. So how the combinations are? We have 4 outcomes, 4C, 1 head. So 4C1 is the coefficient. But P power 2 and Q power 3 we have. Okay, come to your second problem. How can we convert this problem to a negative binomial? Here, 4 bolts are drawn in which we are finding the defective. These defective may be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now fix the defectives. For example, we are doing first part. Only one defective we need to find out. Or in other words, we need to find out 2 defects, 2 defective items in a sample of 4, in the activity of 4. So our target is to find 2 defective bolts, and for this purpose we continue to draw the items. Now what are the chances that our 4th draw is giving our last target? This is called the negative binomial. If I state this problem, negative binomial. What is the probability? What is the probability that second defective bolt comes at 4th draw? This means this is the situation we have. We have first outcome, second outcome, third outcome, but fourth is our defective. How these outcomes are, we don't bother. But we know that these three contain one defective and two non-defective, and we are getting second defective at fourth draw, and we stop there. This is the situation. So what is the probability? We have P power 2 and Q power 2. How the coefficient is? Accept the last one, 3C1, because accept the last one, all previous three outcomes having one defective. So 3C1 is the combination. Total possible combinations. So this will be the answer. Okay. Negative binomial. In a certain manufacturing process, it is known that on the average 10 in every 100 items is defective. This is the ratio, this is the proportion, this is the probability of defective items. 10 over 100 means 0.10 is the probability of a defective items. What is the probability that 20th item inspected is the third defective? Did you observe that? The same problem is here as we have discussed in previous examples, as we have converted a binomial problem to negative binomial. Now this is perfect. This is a perfect negative binomial problem. That 20th item is our third defective. This means this is the situation. We have non-defective, defective, non-defective, non-defective, defective, non-defective, non-defective. How many outcomes we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and but 20th is our third defective. This is the situation. So clearly now we can calculate the required probability. As in all these outcomes, in 20 outcomes, we have 3 defective, so P power 3, because our variable now showing number of defective. So P power 3, Q power 17. But how the coefficient is? How the coefficient is? Coefficient is generated by all the outcomes except last one. So we have 19C2. These 19 containing 2 defective. They will generate the possible combinations. So this is the answer. Now how the geometric distribution is? Geometric distribution, that is the same negative binomial in which we have one single target we have. If I convert this the above this problem to a negative binomial, how can I convert? Geometric. What is the probability? What is the probability that 20th item is the first defective item. What is the probability that 20th item is the first defective? This becomes geometric problem. But how we find this probability? The situation is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and the defective last one. So how the probability is? P power 1 and Q power 19. How the coefficient is? We generate the coefficients except the last one because last position is known because we are stopping there. So except this one, rest of all previous outcomes will generate the combinations. As all these are the same, so no combination is there. Only single combination, single output is there. So one is the coefficient. But no need to mention one. This is our probability. This is the answer. So this is the difference between negative, binomial, and geometric. And hypergeometric we have already discussed in previous chapter. If we look at this example, we have solved this problem with both the techniques, with the multiplication rule and also with the combination rule. Once again, look at this problem. A box containing 3 white and 5 black balls. 2 are randomly selected. This is the activity. What is the probability that our sample contains exactly 1 white? Maybe so many parts here. What is the probability that our sample contains exactly one white, both white, none of the two is white, at least one white, at most one white? So the same problem we have, and one of them is discussed here, that what is the probability that one is white. So this one white may be first one, this may be first one, or it may be second one. If it is first one, second will be black. If it is second one, first will be black. We have two possible cases. So first to be white, the probability is 3 by 8. Multiply the second for black, 5 by 7. 5 are available with the same quantity, divided by 7 because 1 is reduced due to without replacement. When it is not mentioned, the technique of the draw, we treat them either with the combination rule or we treat without a replacement case. So when we need both white, probability for both white, what is the answer? The answer is 3 by 8 multiply with 2 by 7. Within the same category, we are drawing second one. That's why favorable cases as well as total possible cases are reduced. Or otherwise use combination method. Favorable cases divided by total possible cases. Total possible cases, how we calculate? 8C2. We are drawing 2 items out of our total of 8. These are the total possible cases. In the numerator, as our interest is to have 1 white, so this 1 is coming from 3 and other one is coming from the other category of black. multiply them, because necessarily we are drawing both the items. We are drawing a sample of 2. That's why their respective cases will be multiplied. What happens in this case? What happens in this case? In this case, as we are interested in both white, this means both are coming from 3 and nothing coming from the black category. Total possible cases are the same. So this will be the answer if you prefer combination rule. So this technique we have already discussed. That is the case of without replacement or use combination rule. Try to understand these solved problems and also some unsolved. That is the end of our chapter. Is there any question? Okay, next time we will continue the continuous random variables with some continuous probability distributions. There are so many, 5 to 6 as far I remember, but we will discuss 3 of them. We will discuss continuous uniform distribution.